No, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight champ, me. But I couldn't do it all alone.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the I'm Not Lucky, I Am Blessed podcast, the show where we celebrate young entrepreneurs and their achievements, and then we teach up and coming entrepreneurs how to make profit using their passion. And as usual, I'm your host, Lucky the Most. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode number 40. I'm excited. I have a very good friend of mine by the name CraigKelly in the building, the owner of Slightedge Fitness in Braintree. I'm amazing to, have this conversation with this guy because, as you guys all know, fitness is my passion. And also this guy, has a business running personal training, sports training and, small group training. Today we're all here to, learn from him how he started his journey, the challenges he faced and, what brought him to where he was. So, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only CraigKelly.
Pleasure, man.
Same
I'm
here,
sorry
man.
again for running late. My clients would kill me.
No,
for
it's
doing
all
that.
it's all good, man. It's all good. I respect the fact that, I could tell from the text that you're really worried about coming late.
It drive me nuts.
Yeah,
Drive me nuts.
I'm that kind of person too. So when you're like, I'm coming, I'm like, bro, don't worry, okay? I appreciate the fact that you're even showing up because if you going based on how we met, this is probably the second or the third time we're actually coming back together, and I'm having you on my podcast in a short notice. I just reached out to you and hey, can I have you on my podcast? And you're like, yo, that'll be great. You understand, right?
Absolutely, man.
I have people that get on that same energy and then at the end they don't show up, So the fact that you actually showed up regardless of how late you are, I appreciate that. That's all that matters to me, just showing up, you know? Yeah.
No, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
I like that. I have people that say, I'm going to do it. I'll be there 4 p.m. and then it gets to 4 and then boom. I reach out, call, nothing. They don't pick, and then So, like I said, it's the fact that you came in. That's all that matters,
Absolutely.
And then you had a very good excuse. Your car was ready to be picked up, and so.
There's no excuse. No. Don't do that. But I appreciate it.
Yo, my pleasure, man. So before we start the show, there's this question I always love to act like an icebreaker. Do you feel you're lucky or you're blessed?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which one, blessed or lucky?
The number one, I would say my parents.
Okay.
They've done everything for me. I get my work ethic from my father.
Gotcha.
And I get my kindness and my curiosity through my mother. So the combination
of both.
Very grateful for. That's something that you don't have control over. So the fact that I was given this is a huge blessing. So yeah.
Oh wow, I like that. So you said you got your work ethics from your father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk about this work ethics and who was your father?
Yeah, my dad actually he was a plumber, so he's a blue-collar guy.
Yeah.
He owned a business as well. And then, he's just working all day long. Never complains.
Yeah.
A blue-collar guy in New England, a plumber for the union. You get cold winters.
Facts.
Hot summers.
Hot summer, yeah.
And you would never hear a complaint from him.
Never.
So if I would ever come home from working at a gym, wearing sweatpants, in AC and
that's
warm weather, my dad would kill me. There's no complaining. There's no excuses around my household. So.
Damn, that's powerful. And I agree with you, man. The fact that your father was this hardworking type of guy in a situation like that, and now you're doing what you love. How dare you complain? You get right.
I can't. No. Very blessed.
Yeah. And then you said you got your kindness from your mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that too a little bit.
Yeah.
Who was your mom?
Yeah, it's just not me saying that too. Anyone that meets her says the same thing. She's
wicked kind.
Generally a kind person and generally interested in other people,
Yeah.
I could talk to her about anything. Anyone could talk to her about anything, and she will generally ask questions because she wants to learn more. It could be about anything.
Yeah. Okay, so do you mind
I got it all from someone anyway. I'm not making this stuff up. I listen to people a lot smarter than I am. So
fact.
I just listen to them.
I respect that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so do you mind fully introducing yourself to the audience?
Yeah, my name is CraigKelly. Yeah. I'm, like you said, the owner of Slightedge Fitness and Performance in Braintree, Mass. Combination of general pop and athletes. You name it. That was my goal of opening the place. I don't want to ever turn down a client and say we don't train clients here.
Oh.
My goal is to train everyone under the same roof. I love that. I'll train 70-year-old client to a Division I athlete, the next one. So
Wow.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Just being able to
diversity.
do that, yeah, diversity.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I learned so much more from the general pop. Honestly, if I like a lawyer or someone like that, if I can train them,
Yeah.
and have them enjoy the experience, they're the ones who teach me way more than the athletes. The athletes are fun. They're easy to train.
Yeah.
You know, they move well and everything.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of guide them. But yeah, it's the older people too. If I can make a small change in their life, I mean, that teaches me the most, honestly.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man.
That's beautiful. But you know how like people talk about like having a niche, you know, like, you know, if you're a gym, you should go just have, you know, what are you known for? You get, right? Just having that one thing that you do. But now like I like your own aspect of it. You get, right? That you are attending to almost everybody. You know, you don't want to have an excuse for someone not coming in.
You're 100% right. And they say every generalist dies poor.
Yes.
It's a common saying.
Yes.
But I think you need to be a generalist before you become a specialist. So I've never turned down anyone. And when I was working in corporate gym, any client that came in, I would say yes to, because I knew I would get something out of that. So yeah, I'm still see myself as a generalist.
Yes,
maybe down the line become a specialist.
Specialist, yeah.
But right now, I'm young. And
yeah.
Yeah, you want to take. You'll learn everything from every different client. So I'm in no position right now to be a specialist. But we'll see what the future holds. Yeah.
Yo, that's dope,
Yeah.
man. I like that. That. Okay, so how did you start this whole fitness journey?
Yeah, I mean, literally started from, we want to call it the bottom. I started at Planet Fitness working the front desk when I was 18 years old or 17 years old.
Damn.
So literally started at
The
literally just taking
Taking
key cards
cards and-
and but learning, getting my foot in the door, and you know a lot of people don't want to do that, but
Yeah.
so I started at Planet Fitness, just getting my foot in the door of the industry, and then I got personal trained in April 20th, 2013.
Yeah.
I got my first personal training certification. When I was working at Planet Fitness, I got promoted to be
Yeah.
a
So personal
at Planet
trainer.
Fitness,
Yeah. Wow.
which is absolutely hilarious if you know anything about personal training at Planet
Fitness.
Fitness. They have this 30-minute circuit,
Yeah.
and you just take clients through. It's already like machines,
Yeah.
and there's a light on top.
Yes, I know the light. Yeah.
When it's
yeah.
green,
red
you
and
go.
green. Yeah.
And when it's red,
You stop. Yeah.
I was literally just babysitting and just
Really?
treating clients. So I was just like, all right, it's green. Let's get going.
Let's get going.
Red, stop.
Stop.
On to the next one. It was crazy, but it taught me people skills. It taught me just, you know, how to do it, start from the bottom. And the good thing is I didn't get people hurt, so because they won't.
Yeah.
Right after that, I started at a private gym. Right after that, like working with athletes and general pop, kind of what I do now.
Yeah.
Then I worked at Boston Sports Club. No, I'm sorry. I worked at Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning. I interned there.
Okay.
2015.
Yeah.
Then I went to Boston Sports Club for 4 years.
Yeah.
In downtown Crossing, and November 2021, I opened Slightedge Fitness.
Wow.
Yep.
So you have a lot on your belt, man.
Yeah, I tried, man.
Yeah.
I tried.
That's great, man. Yeah. Good luck. So you moved from Planet Fitness to you know, from just where it was just lights controlling your workout and you just babysitting people, to, you know, you said you moved to Mike's or something, like a private gym.
Yeah. I went to. It was kind of like a warehouse gym. It was just me and the owner. So not only did I get the training, there's actually a story behind that. So I had no training experience of like creating my own workouts.
Yeah.
So I shadowed this trainer once.
Yeah.
And then the next day he says, "Hey, I'm stuck in traffic, can't make the class. Can you run it?" And I'm a 20-year-old kid at this time telling a group of about 12 people what to do.
Yeah.
And I was petrified. I mean,
no, definitely.
But it was the best thing that happened to me because he just put me into that position and was like, survive. And,
yo.
Part of me obviously wanted to turn around and be like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
You know, I have people's health and state, and I don't want to get them hurt. But this is the best thing for me. People listen if you come off it confident.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I mean, I made a lot of mistakes, obviously, and I learned from him. So the best thing I did was to go through it. Yeah.
You ever had the saying, what doesn't break you make you, you know? And at that moment you were faced with either this could break you or this could make you. Someone else would run away from it, you know, but you stepped into it.
Yeah.
Damn, how was that moment like for you? You know, how was that experience for me? And after the experience, what was next for you? Did you feel like I got this after that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I still get that feeling of when meet with a new client. I mean, I want to give them a good experience. So
Yeah.
that feeling never goes away. Obviously, I'm confident now more in my ability.
Yeah.
With the more people I see, but I mean, yeah, no, it took years to get confident and to get familiar with everything. Yeah. So no, it wasn't like the next session.
You
I've
were
done
like,
this before,
before I'm good. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
No, it takes some time. Yeah.
So like at that time, what was running through your mind as a 21-year-old kid? You've been placed with 12 people to train, and this was like your second session, like you said, you know, working in the place, and they put you in that position. Like, what was running through your mind? What kept you going?
Yeah, I mean, I told him right away. I'm pretty sure I texted him and says, "Hey, man, I'm not ready," and he was like, "No, man, you're good. Just act confident. They'll listen to you." I believe the workout was already on the board. I just had to instruct and demonstrate. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I did it. But I wanted to change careers at that point.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Say it again.
Why did you want to change career at that point?
I mean, I realized at this point that I eventually have to become a leader in this career, and you have to control a group of people. And, you know, it can be it's not for everyone. You know.
That's true.
To be kind of everyone's watching you in a way, but you know, it's a great career.
But how do you know this was for you? You know.
Yeah, I mean, there really was no option for me. I mean, yeah, so I was at UMass Boston, and I was a freshman, sophomore, just like general education. You just take basic classes. Then come junior year, you got to make a decision where you want to
go
concentrate.
Yeah.
And the selfish me was just like, might as well go on the exercise side. I'll get information that I can learn, at least for my training.
Yeah.
And then, I got into that. I graduated with exercise and health science from UMass Boston. And that's the only job I've ever had is in the fitness industry.
True, yeah.
So there's been no other side job. There's no other like plan B. I've known at a young age that this is it.
This is it.
Yeah, and I knew I was always going to open my own business, and I knew the stepping stones to get there.
Yeah.
So now that time is now. Yeah.
Yeah. Just curious, like, so if I was with you back in college or high school, like, what would I think you were? Like, you know, what were you back in those days? You know, what kind of guy were you? Were you this athletic, exercising, you know, smart, or just chill and relaxed guy?
Repeat that again. What kind of kid was I in college?
Yeah. What kind of kid were you in college?
If you would ask the first 2 years of college, I was not going to class, not very caring about class, just wanted to work out, and I guess you'd be social in a way. I didn't take studies that serious, and then come junior and senior year, when I found a major that I cared about, I excelled in school, and I never was a school person, but and I worked out hard. I used to compete in powerlifting too. Through college, so if I wasn't learning about it, I was lifting. It was literally day and night. Day and night, yeah. I was doing homework on exercise. I was lifting. Yeah, I mean, it's what I'm passionate about. Yeah, man.
Yo, thanks, man. That's dope. So let's still, you know, take it a little, like, you know, a few feet back. Like, so you left Planet Fitness, and then you started progressing, you know, how with different transitions, you know, different levels of fitness, you know, Planet Fitness was different. And then now you get put in a position to lead, you know, and the workout was on the board. Honestly, if I was in that situation, I would feel like, is this easy? Is it this easy? You get, right? Because look at it. Planet Fitness was just you instructing people, like the lights, you're babysitting people.
Yeah.
Now this one, the workout is already on the board. Mm-hmm. It's like, I sometimes question things. I'm like, if it's this easy, I wouldn't do it. You get me, right? Like, so, you know, how did you build yourself to the point where now I know your workouts are not, I would 100% tell your workouts are not written in the wall. You get, right? You don't use lights. You know how people work. You don't guess things. You get me, right? So, like, how did you build yourself from that level? You know, how did you, you know, not let that distract you? Because I'll be distracted by that. You get, right? The fact that lights is what control people. You literally just hold paper and tell them what to do. But it doesn't really work like that. We all know that, right? That it takes more to, you know, working out than just Oh, okay, do 10 reps, do 5 reps and stuff like that, you know. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, how did you go from, that level to, the level you are right now?
Yeah. Mistakes, I will say mistakes, learning from it.
Yeah.
You got to try things. And I feel bad because at the end of the day, what we do can affect people's health and can get them hurt. So
100%.
those like first
Few
hundreds clients that I trained,
yeah.
I apologize to because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And maybe I did get them hurt. Maybe they're chronically in pain now, but that's why our career, the barrier of entry to be a personal trainer is so low that anyone can be a personal trainer. And,
Yeah.
it just needs to be more of prerequisites to become a personal trainer because I have so much control over someone's health and even
life,
mindset. If you want to go deep, we can say that. But I mean, literally, so to transition to that, a lot of mistakes, and then listening to people who are way better than I am, asking questions, and just following their footsteps. That was the best thing. But a lot of it was my own mistakes and learning what works, what doesn't.
What doesn't work? Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a lot of unfortunate training. I'm sure if I looked at myself, I mean, every year, I try to look back. Yeah. And I'm probably embarrassed of the trainer I used to do. I'm like I still have programs that I used to write on my phone and stuff. I'm like, oh man, what was I doing? No. But that's life, you have to.
You know what's funny? I was thinking the same thing to last week, because
last week,
literally, I was like, these programs I've done, I would definitely look at them next week or next month and say, this was a shitty program you did. You get me, right? But the beauty of it is that what might be shitty in our eyes might not be shitty in their own eyes, because we sometimes judge people based on our level, but these people are just fresh people. So even what we call shitty helps, it works for them. You get it, right?
Yeah.
So like honestly, when you say that, I laugh because I was looking back at the people I have trained like years ago and exactly how I felt. I was like, I'm sorry guys, this happened, okay, but I mean, it was still a good time. You get it, right? They saw changes, they got stronger and better.
Absolutely.
But that's we're still growing. So even what you're doing right now, you might look back at it tomorrow and still say, damn, that was
100%. I mean, I'm in the business side of this, and I'm gonna look back at 5 years and be like, what was I thinking about these business moves?
Yeah.
So I'm back at Planet Fitness right now.
Yeah.
With the business.
Business, yeah.
Back in my career of making mistakes now with business and learning from them. And same thing applies as a personal trainer. Same thing is now as a business owner.
Yeah.
A lot of mistakes, but
Yeah. Speaking of the business aspect of it, like how did you go from being a personal trainer to become owning a gym?
Yeah. I mean, I always knew as a personal trainer, it was kind of a means to an end, working at like corporate gyms and everything like that. I mean, we get paid for our time.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can't make much more money without sacrificing more time. You want to take on one more client, that's 1 more hour out of your week or 2 hours out of your week. And I knew the ultimate goal of my life is to raise a family, is to have a family. And I knew as you get older, you're not going to have that time. Time isn't going to be available. So for me, personal training, there was no other option but to own a business. And that's how I can grow and take my career to the next level in this career. I mean, unless you go social media or have a podcast or something like that. But that's not for me. I'm pretty self-aware in that, and great on you. But for me, I just knew I love the training side. I love the
business side. So.
The brick and mortar. I love to have that gym, and obviously there's some part of me was always wondering, can I do this better?
Yeah.
I want to do it my way.
Yeah.
So I always knew it was reverse engineer. I knew down the line that I would open a gym.
Yeah.
I didn't know this soon, I'll say.
Yeah.
But COVID definitely expedited that for me.
Yeah, COVID did for a lot of people.
Yeah. A lot of people had to pivot and make some moves.
Yeah.
So mine happened to be a business.
Wow, that's dope, man. That's dope. So, okay, now you realize that you were gonna open Slightedge Fitness,
Mm-hmm.
Why did you call the name? Why do you call it Slightedge Fitness?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's awesome because a lot of people do ask that too and they don't understand it. So I was interning at Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning, I mean he's like the greatest to ever do it.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean he's the top strength coach. I mean But so I was interning there. One of the internship leaders gave me a book to read. I wasn't the most outgoing trainer. I was very, I want to say, hardworking. I made up my lack of outgoingness, I guess you would say, with hard work. So he gave me this book called Slightedge, The Slightedge.
Just Slightedge.
By Jeff Olson, yeah. And I read the book, and it talks about like simple disciplines that lead up to success. So, for example, making your bed every day. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a simple step.
Yeah.
Or reading 10 pages of a book every day.
Every day.
If you do that every day,
in a year,
you can read about 12 books a year. So it's just, and I saw that as fitness in a way. Like if you do something small every day,
gotcha,
it will lead to great success. So I knew at that time, so that was 2015, 6 years ago, I was going to open a gym called Slightedge Fitness and Performance. Yeah.
Wow. So even before so like back, that's when you got the name for the gym.
Yeah. When I was given that book, I knew everything just seemed like it was,
everything just came together. Like,
came together.
Makes sense. Like,
and you know, what's funny is, you know, when I was actually going to, you know, sign the LLC for the business and you know, I was having obviously second doubts, and I was asking people, what do you think of this name? Yeah. No one liked it. No one liked Slightedge Fitness. They didn't know what it meant. They didn't get it. And then I literally spent like the weekend before finalizing it trying to find every single name, and nothing felt just that. I just kept going. I kept going back to Slightedge Fitness, and I even asked friends. I said, "What do you? I give you top 5 names," and I included Slightedge Fitness in one of them. No one said Slightedge Fitness.
Are you serious?
Everyone would say other ones. They were very generic names, like Premier Fitness or Top Fitness or something like that. I knew deep down I just had to go with Slightedge Fitness, and I went with it, and it's been great. I mean,
I'm glad you did, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did. Like, sometimes you don't really have to listen to, because what you see up here is not what they see. You get me, right? Like the vision you see, you know, the name. That's why we always did say don't listen to people, not because anything, but just that they don't get things the way you get it. What if you had maybe listened to a friend and taken another name for your gym?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think you would still be at this level you are right now, or you know, do you think anything might have changed?
You know, for the gym at least, I don't think the name is that important.
Yeah.
I think the product or the service is way more important. So I can name it, I think, whatever, and people would come for me and for what I serve. Yeah. But that's why when it came down to it, I just had to go with my heart and keep with the Slightedge Fitness. It just felt right. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's dope.
Yeah.
And then how did you, like, you know, start Slightedge Fitness? You know, what were the steps that were, you know, some of the, because I know it wasn't easy, like from being a personal trainer and then just, you know, moving like to opening your own gym.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't easy.
No, I mean, the best part of opening a gym or being a gym owner is also kind of the hardest part too, because obviously I make the calls. Yeah. I'm the only one, but I also have no one to bounce off ideas really, because I don't have a business partner. Yeah. So I would say that's the biggest challenge. I love it that I make, like, the whole gym is catered to how I want it, the flow and everything. Yeah. However, there's no one to bounce ideas for. Even the name, for example, the color. Yeah. I mean, all of that stuff is challenges, or like what equipment to buy. Because if it's up to me, you being a trainer, if you would open a gym, you know all the equipment you want to get, but you actually need all that equipment. Like, that's conversations you have to, you know, have with yourself. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely challenges. And again, business doesn't come naturally to me. Like, I graduated with an exercise and health science degree. Yeah. I never taught one business course. Yeah. So, learning the business side is a whole different. I'm a rookie now again. Yeah. Which is great. You know, I was experienced trainer, and now in the business world,
you're still a rookie now.
I'm new.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. I love learning new things, and it's been great.
So how have you always moved from being a rookie to, you know, being great, both in the fitness world? Because once you were a rookie in that world, then you became great in that world. Now back in the business world, you're a rookie now. You know, what are the steps you're taking to become great in this world now?
Yeah, literally the same steps as how I became a good trainer, in my opinion, a good trainer. But it is, number one, make mistakes.
But
try to minimize those mistakes by reading and finding mentors.
Yes.
Finding people who have done it before, made mistakes for me, and then, learn from them.
Yeah.
And then, make mistakes and then keep learning from them.
Keep learning from them.
Yeah, that's really it for the most part.
Wow. Like, don't you think some mistakes are just too precious to be made? Like, some mistakes could fuck you up and, take you out of the box.
Yeah, 100%. You want to minimize the big mistakes.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
And for those, you reach out for, like, those big decisions. You definitely bounce those ideas off someone, and that's... But, when I say mistakes, it's just small errors that maybe not even a mistake. I should have done it better.
Yeah.
Or there's a more efficient way to do this.
Yeah.
So, when I say mistakes, I try to minimize.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
big ones that are going to affect the...
But it's really tough. Like, the fact that it's just you, like, you're saying it, like, you make all the choices. No one is there to make choices with you, man. You make it sound easy, but I know it's not. You make it sound beautiful. You make it sound fun.
Yeah.
But 100%, it's not fun.
Yeah, I mean the good weighs out the bad, but you got to wear a lot of hats. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to do the books, you got to do the marketing, you got to do the training itself.
Yes.
I mean, there's long days, and you got to do. But again, what else is there to do? I mean, to me, life is just work in a way, and do good work. And again, what I get it from my dad, it's no complaints.
No
Again,
complaints.
I own a gym. Life's good.
That's still a blessing. It's yeah.
I'm in the gym. I mean, I know you love being in the gym. It's
Yep.
like, I could have opened a business that I'm not passionate about or something, but I mean, it's a gym. At the end of the day, it's something I love. So
Wow. So passionate. It's like, it's a gym regardless. I can't complain,
Yeah. Is it in your books at all? Have you ever thought about it? I'm sure every trainer thinks about it, but
Bro, that's like, for me, it's the goal, like, it's about, like, now I'm still looking for that. Okay, what is that thing that I can do differently from what everyone else is doing? Just don't want to, like, you chose your own path, like sports and conditioning and all that, mixing it all up. That's what you love to do. That's kind of like your purpose with what you've opened. For me, I'm still like, okay, what's that thing that I can, that direction that I can go to, don't want to go the same direction like you are, or the next man is just want to have my own direction. So that's kind of like what I'm still trying to figure out for myself too.
Well, that's great. Yeah. You're trying to minimize your mistakes.
That's true.
You're trying to find out,
yeah.
and then when you find it, then you'll go all in on it.
Yeah.
I think that's what you got to do.
Yeah. So why did you take this direction? This whole, the sports performance, and why did you take this direction? Why didn't you take completely like, I want to be just fully personal training and all that?
That's another great question. I mean, the athletes are a whole different spectrum, and they're young. I train a lot of college and high school athletes.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you are a role model to them. They look up to me a lot, and they ask me a lot of questions about not even their sport, but life in a way, because I try to be a good role model to them.
Yeah.
I definitely have core values for the gym, and one of them is be on time.
Be on time, yeah.
That's why it drives me crazy that I wasn't on time today. So again, I apologize, but yeah.
No problem.
but the athletes is a whole different. Yeah, it was a good question of why did I love training athletes, and I realized that I only love training athletes because they actually generally want to get better. But then when I found clients that also wanted to get better and generally like ask questions, and wanted to learn, I just realized there was any client that wants to generally get better and get better results. That's what I love training.
That's what you love.
So a lot of the athletes, it comes organically to them because they have a game. They have a college scholarship on the line or something like that. So they don't need to be motivated.
Yeah.
They want to learn. The athletes, they're fun. They're fun, dynamic, and they keep me young.
Yeah. I like the fact that you said you're down for anyone that wants to get better.
100%.
100%. Like, that's...
Yeah, I mean, every client that comes in the door, whatever their goals are, I'm tracking everything. Whether your goal is to lose weight, we're going on the scale. I need to see numbers, and I know if we don't, you're going to lose motivation, and I just don't know if I'm doing my job right.
Yeah.
So whether it's an athlete that says I want to get faster, well, I time them, see how fast you are now,
and then
see if you're getting faster at the end of, like, say, a 12-week program, an 8-week program. Same thing with a weight loss client. So whether it's an athlete or whether it's general public, it doesn't change much. we're tracking whatever your goals
whatever
are.
Your goals are,
but it's specific to obviously them. But yeah, and it keeps them accountable. It keeps them motivated. So yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. So like, what are some core values of Slightedge Fitness?
Great question again. I have it on the website actually. But integrity is number one.
Yeah.
Do what's right.
Do what's right. At all times.
At all times. Yeah. Even if it's not something like put away your weights. Like no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
But it's the right thing to do. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two is ownership. In ownership, I mean, kids run late all the time, and in adults, just take ownership. I don't want to hear excuses. That the train was late, or I mean,
like
my car. I was picking.
You didn't even let me to. You didn't even let me to give you that excuse that your car was. You're like, no, not at all.
You got to take extreme ownership. And kindness. I mean, just be kind, non-judgmental. Yeah. I don't want anyone bringing anyone down in the group classes. There's no bullying in the gym. I mean, competitiveness is a different story, but be kind to one another. And yeah, that's the core values, and that's how the business runs. Whenever I have hard decisions to make around the business, just look back at the core values. And does that line up with my core values? If it does, continue. And if it doesn't, it's not happening. No.
Just push to the side.
Yeah. It's there's no negotiation about that.
No. Have you read this book, Extreme Ownership by Jocko? Yeah. You came up with that like this guy. Yeah. It's a great guy.
Oh yeah, I mean that's another person that I look to for advice, and he's not in the fitness industry, but I learned. I mean, when we're talking about leadership and being a trainer, you're a leader.
You're a leader, yeah.
And so who's the best leader? Who to look to as the best leader is the top of the Navy SEAL. Yeah. So for me, it was a no-brainer. Like where do I go to for leadership skills? It's Jocko. I mean, he's the man. Yeah. And then where do I go for training, learning stuff? Is a whole different person. So I have experts in
different fields. Yeah,
that I take from and borrow from them.
Wow, that makes sense, man. Were you always like this? This mindset you have right now, or at some point you had to develop this mindset?
No, I would say no. I don't know what changed, and I mean, I still don't feel like I am. I appreciate that. That's
no. For real,
like, that, but maybe I have, and I just haven't thought about it. It just, I don't know. There was no other option to me.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do something,
yeah.
I think it's crazy to do something and not give it your all or be the best you can be. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
I feel you. What wakes you up every morning?
My alarm clock.
Yeah, that obviously, but like when you wake up, like, what's in your mind? Like, what is that thing that you want to, like,
Yeah, I mean, I try not to connect myself with like emotions in the morning or just in general. Like, I just know that it comes down to integrity. Yeah. Like, I have to wake up. I have to go to work. I don't think about it twice. I don't think, it's 5 in the morning and this is awful and all this. I mean, I'm blessed. As soon as you get rid of those negative thoughts and bring in gratitude, then I'm grateful that I have the job that I have, the gym that I have, clients that are willing to even meet me at 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning, yeah.
So, it's gratitude that wakes me up.
That's a powerful mindset, You just like twist things around to like, because you could say, I have to go train this client, or I get to go train this client, like. That's sacrificing his time his money and time to meet with me. Yeah. What the fuck am I? You get right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. When you change the thoughts in that way, it's the fact that someone that trusts me in the morning to come see me. Yeah. I mean, who am I to complain? And
I had that wow moment this week when some guy I looked up to, like one of my clients, and he called me, "You're the boss." Literally, like he owns a company. You understand? He is a CEO of a company. Everyone listens to him. And at this moment, he called, "You're the boss. Whatever you say, I'll do it." Like, I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, it wasn't like a bragging moment or anything. You get me right, but it just made me realize how much these people value me, how much these people respect what I do. And the least thing I want to do is to disrespect them by showing up late or, being, because once you start showing up late like that, they start to disrespect you. They're like, this guy doesn't even take his job serious, so.
Yeah, I mean, and that guy is a CEO for a reason, because I mean, he's CEO. He could come in with an ego. He could come in with, but he's still willing to learn, and that's probably why he's the CEO of the company. You have to learn from others to be good at what you do.
That's facts.
Yeah, he's a CEO
for a reason.
Sure.
That's why he doesn't work. Yeah,
he doesn't have an ego. He comes into to a gym and says, "You're the expert here.
You're the expert here.
You take the reins."
You take the reins. Yeah, he was like, "Yes, boss. Whatever you say." I was like, "Oh wow, that's."
And it's respect.
Yeah.
And then if you go in his field, you listen to him, and he takes the reins. He's
definitely,
like,
now you're my one.
Yeah. So it's respect. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? We do the same. So he's into like finance. He's good with finance. Loves it. So when we're working out, it's like an exchange. I'm doing fitness stuff with him. He's doing financial stuff for me.
Yeah.
He's giving me financial advice. I'm giving him fitness advice. Like that's how. So whenever we meet, he has his own. He has things he's talking about financially with me. Okay, I want you to start looking into this. You understand, right? And then I also go back and like tell him I want you to start looking into fitness. So it's like, even the payment aside, it's still like give and take between the both of us. I listen to him on his field. He listens to me in my field. No argument. Everything is good to go. So
100%.
very.
That's another pro to train to the general pop too.
Yeah.
When I was ready to open a business, I've trained lawyers. I've trained accountants. And I called them all.
Oh wow.
I set up, I'll make a decision on a gym. So I picked all their brands. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge perk to train in the general pop because they're all experts in different fields.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I guess that's one of the like you said, one of the benefits of being a personal trainer because you meet people from different areas, book writers, and it's funny because someday you need all these people. There's some in your life there's gonna be an instance where all these people you've met just gonna add up, and you're like, oh, maybe that's why I met this person back then. Now he's gonna help me with this information, and he's gonna give it to you freely because you gave him a good service. So it just.
Yeah, so they feel like I should be paying them for how much information they give me.
Yeah,
is because I'm sure they charge their clients whatever money.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're giving it to us
for
free.
During the work,
they're
paying us. Yeah, we're so blessed.
Information. Yeah. How could I complain?
Yeah, I know, man. Yo, well, honestly, the fact that you work with your dad's kind of mindset, it's really powerful. That you don't complain, no excuses. It's shout out to your dad, man.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get tired.
Everyone else, yeah.
And you go through mood swings but you don't let that affect the business.
That's true.
The people came for a service, they came for me.
Yeah.
So I try to be as constant as possible. Personalities, it doesn't change, it doesn't go in waves. It's very constant. So I detach, those tough days from the session.
Give us some of those tough days, maybe one of those tough days you've experienced and you're like, this is a tough one.
I mean, it's crazy to say it, but there isn't really a tough day. They're just long days.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I just live off fumes of passion, and they're just long days. I'm doing all the training, and then the only breaks I have, I got to work out.
Yeah.
I got to do the finances. I got to catch up on emails. And yeah, I mean, but again, it's not tough. It's just tiring. There's a lot of caffeine, I'll say.
That keeps you going. Yeah. Okay. So at what stage did you realize, okay, this is time for me to go, for me to go into this business side of it? And how did you make up your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I can share. There's a story that I always think of. There's two shoe salespeople. Okay.
Yeah.
They're sent to a jungle on an island.
Yep.
And one of the salespersons calls back to his boss, and says, "Boss, no one's wearing shoes here. What am I doing here? I'm coming back."
Yep.
The second shoes person says, "Boss, no one's wearing shoes here.
That's why we have to.
I need a bunch of shoes. There's a huge market for me open here." So I saw potential with COVID.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got laid off in downtown. There's no work. So I saw a potential. I mean, I saw that there was a need for private gyms, and people weren't going to go back to commercial gyms in the meantime.
Yeah, in the meantime, yeah.
Because, they want more of... I mean, the industry was even shifting, I think, a little bit towards the boutique gyms with the small group training. And so I saw an opportunity with COVID. And I could have went the other way of played the victim mindset of ruined my
COVID
career.
ruined my career, yeah.
Or I could go the other way, be optimistic and say, how can I pivot this? And this is the time. There's going to be no day that I just wake up and be like, all right, this is the day I open my gym or I follow my dream in a way. And when COVID happened, it happens for a reason, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you pivot. And I knew that was the appropriate time. I was planning to open a little bit later, but here I am, 27 years old, and I open a gym.
Yeah, man. So. That's motivation right there, man. That's what this podcast is for, to celebrate people like you with the boldness, the guts, the courage to take that moment and, go after what they love. Because, I mean, not everyone would see that opportunity, like you said, will have the victim mindset in that time. And, some people, a lot of people like having this, COVID ruined my career, like you're talking about, but like you grabbed it and now look at you, man, just doing your thing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just like that. Obviously, I spent years preparing
for it,
for this moment, and then when it was ready, because I obviously networked in the area that I'm in, and so it wasn't like I was starting a business hoping that people would come.
Yeah.
It was a calculated risk, I'll say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And like, what are some of those preparations that you did before you got to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, again, COVID was a blessing in disguise because I had so much time to read about business and how to do this.
Yeah.
How to create an LLC, how much it costs, what just all the steps. We were laid off because of unemployment, and I used that time wisely. If I was working full time before that,
you wouldn't never had
I wouldn't have had that time.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, everything happened for a
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
And
shout out to COVID.
COVID's the goal.
COVID's the goal, like for real. It's so funny, man. But yeah, it is what it is, man. No complaint. Like, is that how you've been blessed by it, or you've been fucked by it? You get right? Because people are still making millions with COVID. It's like some people are like, COVID is the reason why I'm making money, and some people are like, COVID is the reason I'm not making money. So you just have to be on one side, and you're on the side that I am making it out of COVID.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, COVID is was obviously a serious thing. But,
yeah.
Everyone had to make an adjustment. People work from home now. Everyone had to. So you had two options. If you could make the best of it, or you could just kind of be in that victim mindset in a way.
That makes sense, man.
Yeah.
So let's go like step by step, like how you opened this business, okay? So what were like, I mean, I know you can't remember every single step you took, okay? But like for someone listening out there that wants to, get on this same path you're on, do you mind like sharing some of the, even like funding, like how did you raise the money for it? Even if you don't go full details on it, you get me, right? Like how did you, start this whole beautiful journey you're on right now, man?
Yeah. You got to find a mentor.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Oh, wow.
If you do want to do it, follow someone, save money.
Yeah.
And be self-aware. If you want to open a gym, be truthful with yourself. If you don't, then that's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But I knew for me, that was the end goal. I knew I had to do that. And I'm not in the position, I don't think right now, that I own a business, I want to say. I just have another training job right now. What a business is it runs when you're not there.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just me.
Still training.
Yeah, like, so if I get hurt or if I can't train, there's no income. So I just have a training job right now for more or less. Obviously, I have the business name and everything, but, it hasn't grown yet into a business where I have employees.
That's true.
And so I'm creating a system right now so that when I'm ready to take on people, they can just jump right in. Yeah, and then the goal, obviously, of owning a business is when I'm not around, I don't have to be around anymore. It runs itself, but it runs by my core values.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm doing now, is trying to set that foundation.
Gotcha.
That's why I grind these long days, but I see the vision again down the line.
Yeah.
Where it wants to go.
Okay, so you spoke about, so you said 2 steps here. First, have a mentor, you get, right? And then 2, be self-aware. What are still some of these, skills and, that people need to, be entrepreneurs and, be business owners?
Yeah, I mean, that's the number one. I think self-aware it can help you in every way. But yeah, I mean, if that is your goal, is to own a gym, own it and go full speed for that. But if not, there's other ways that you can be successful in this field. Like you said, I mean, start a podcast. But for me, I know I'm not I couldn't do that. Or the social media or
Social
something. Like,
media
I mean,
stuff.
I know there's people in the fitness industry that make a killing on social media. For me, that's not for me. So
Why is that not for you?
it's, it just never was. And if it was, I would be faking it. It's just not organic to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't. That's a hard question to answer. It's just never been for me. I don't like following what everyone else is doing. I mean, I like to stay true to myself, and so. But I respect obviously the people that do it, and I hire someone I have help through the marketing of the business. So if you see the social media, it's not all me.
Or you, yeah, someone.
That's another important thing with the business too, is be self-aware of what you're good at and what you're not good at, and also what you hate to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one thing, and I don't enjoy the social media, so I hired someone to do that, take care of that for me. If I had to take care of the marketing and the business, like the social media and all that, I would probably burn out at my job.
Gotcha.
But that's why I hire
someone to take care of that. Yeah.
So that's why I say self-aware is very powerful.
Oh, yeah.
So realize what you don't like or what you may not be good at, and hire an expert in their field and have them take care of it.
Okay, someone asked me this question once, and I want to ask you too.
Yeah.
Do you believe in working on your weaknesses or
Double down on your strength?
double down on your strength?
Yeah. Most questions always is, it depends. Unfortunately, I know you want an answer, but I would say for the most part, double down on your strengths.
Yeah.
Obviously, you might have to pick up some weaknesses, but again, if you just double down on what you're good at and then hire people,
yeah,
or whatever it may be, work on it just to be good enough to get by, but take advantage of what you're really good at. I know that was like a sales strategy for me when I was learning sales. I was learning, they were teaching me these hard sales pitches, and I was like, this is just not me.
This is not me, yeah.
I'm more of like a listener. I'm more of like I genuinely want to help.
Yeah.
So I need to double down on what I'm good at in that way, and not be just they can not on authority.
Yeah.
So
the sale thing, I get what you're saying too.
What do you think?
Oh yeah,
How did you answer that?
I would double down on my.
Yeah.
I love paying people for stuff that I can't do. I feel like money is easy. Time is. I wouldn't want to waste my time learning something that I don't get. I'd rather use that time to go and work on myself and make more, or double down on it and get better. And like that's why we have people doing different jobs. Because we have to get. We are all a piece of the body. Like there's hand, there's leg, there's everything. One can't do everything, right? So that's kind of like how I feel. Like everyone should do their part. If you're good at talking, okay, do the talking, and then get someone else to do the other things for you. So always I double down on my strength. I mean weakness. Yeah, like you said, some of them just needs to be okay. Just at least try to know maybe one or two things. Understand, right? Like know the numbers or know just.
You need to speak the language at least.
At least,
you need to like talk, be able to know the basics of finances, to know that someone is actually good at what they do.
Yeah.
And you trust them, but I mean, you don't need to be an expert.
Yeah.
So I definitely say double down on your strength, but yeah, it always depends.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Okay, so now we're making entrepreneurship sound so beautiful. I've always told people like this thing is not easy, and you've been in this field, like I love how humble you are. You don't complain, you feel this is a blessing, but like, and you would even see things that you do as sacrifices, but like, what are some of the sacrifices that, being as an entrepreneur, like, things you used to have then and then you don't have now? Like, obviously when you're working at BHC as a personal trainer, you had some time and some, good time, but now being an entrepreneur, like what are some of the sacrifices that, has to be made or that you've made to get to, this level that you are right now?
Yeah. I would say number one, I mean a social life obviously, but that's fine. But I would say the workouts in particular, mine.
Yeah.
When I had more control, like when I was not handling, when my free time wasn't spent doing emails and marketing and all that stuff, more into the business, it was catered to 2-hour workouts. It was, I could focus more on me. And I'm okay with that. I understood that when I signed up for this.
Yeah.
I knew that my workouts would take a hit, and that's fine. I mean, I'd rather train others, and I would say social life, the long days. But other than that, I mean. So that's why this happened at a good time. With COVID, I had all the time in the world.
Yeah.
And I just ran out of stuff. Like I always wondered when I was working, even long hours at Boston Sports Club, you know, I wish I had more time to do this. Then I got time, and I was like, there's really nothing I'm missing out on for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather be at the gym than, I don't know, watching Netflix, but I really don't watch much stuff. But yeah. So there's many sacrifices, but
that's
not
dope.
a lot.
Yeah, that's dope. You still wouldn't say the sacrifices. You're a hard guy.
Huh?
You're a hard guy. You still wouldn't call them sacrifices. Like you're good with every single thing there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew what I was signing up for. I did. Believe me, I did my research. I knew. I listened to others when they said when you open a gym, be ready. You know, get rid of your social life, and something's got to take a hit.
Yeah.
You can't give everything. Like if you give to your workouts, if you give to your social life, your business is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
You can't give it to all. So I knew at least at this time.
Yeah.
The other stuff can sacrifice, but
well, how do you make up for those things that you sacrifice?
In what way?
Like, you know, like social life and all that, you know, how do you still make up for that? Like, for example, being maybe your girlfriend or something, you know, like needs more time from you, and, you know, your business is there, needs more time. Like, you know, how do you balance that?
Yeah. You marry the business.
You married yo, fact, like you just.
For right now, yeah. I mean, there's. I just know that this time is temporary.
Yeah.
And there's a girlfriend or anything like that is gonna take a sacrifice. So you know, I have a vision, and I keep saying it, but I know what I signed up for. And I know this again. It's just temporary.
Yeah.
I'm building the foundation, hopefully, for the business, and hopefully down the line I have more time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an important part, I would say.
Yeah, it's like a little sacrifice for a big future, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, this is an important part. You set the tone for the rest of the future.
Yeah, the future.
For the business, so. So right now, there is. There's nothing much of this. But again, that's being self-aware. I was okay with that.
From the onset, like you were ready to go.
Yeah, like if you're not ready for that, don't start a business.
Don't sign up yet. Yeah.
Or maybe don't start a gym business, or be okay with the business taking hit or something like that. But I was self-aware that I wanted to have a successful business in a way.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's dope, man.
That's that wine, by the way.
Hey, it's great. I think it's almost finished. It's just something I left over from last week, so just. Well, how's the water taste?
It's quenching.
Okay, so what is the goal for Slightedge Fitness right now?
How long are we talking?
Let's say 5 years from now.
I would definitely say expand. Some people would say I want to open multiple facilities.
Yeah.
I'm always scared of losing the quality.
Yeah.
So I want to expand slowly, but I would love, to do what I have now, just on a bigger scale.
Bigger scale, yeah.
Yeah, so grow. Right now, the gym is 27, right under 3,000 square feet. It's perfect for right now.
Yeah.
But down the line, I would definitely love, a bigger square feet, but probably not multiple facilities just yet. So I would love to just grow, help as many people as I can.
As you can, yeah.
So for that to happen, I need to, build a gym, and that's why this is important this time now is
to still keep building.
Yeah. But I definitely see that 5 years from now is to help as many. I'm on the South Shore of Boston, so my number one goal is to take over the South Shore and get my name out there as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then expand. But I definitely want to get respect. That's a big thing for me is to so people to be aware of the name, whether they train there or not. I just want people to be aware. Yeah.
I respect that, man.
Yeah, that's important to me.
Yeah. So like, in the business world, like, who are your mentors?
That's a good goal. Mike Boyle. I mean, at the time there was 10 interns, so I mean, there was a lot of people there, so it wasn't like he was just mentoring me one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one, yeah.
But in my opinion, he had everything that I wanted. I stepped into that gym. It's about 10 to 15,000 square feet. I mean, every 15 minutes at that gym, there was new clients coming in, like athletes. It was literally like clockwork. It was a flow. Like you start foam rolling, you start dynamic warm up, and then 15 minutes later, another group of athletes came in.
Yeah, came in. Yeah.
So me being into that, I understand where my end goal is, like where I want to be. So that 5 years down the line, I see. I mean, the goal is to be like Mike Boyle,
Or better.
Yeah, and then the internship leader in that, Ken Whittier, I would say was my mentor at the time, and he's the one who gave me the book.
The Slightedge.
Yeah. I mean,
why did he give you the book Slightedge? I mean, he could have given it to so many people, but he gave that book to you. Why?
Yeah, that's a good question. I never asked him why he gave it to me, and I texted him too, and I said, "Do you remember the book?" Recently, I texted him, "Do you remember the book that you gave me when I was interning at Mike Bush and the Condition?" And he says he actually didn't, because there's so many interns in there. There's so many employees at that place, and I said, the Slightedge, and I told him that I opened a gym called the Slightedge Fitness, and he was so proud, and that's what it's about. But,
it's beautiful, man, how he gave you that book that now is the name of your company.
Yeah.
This is not just random stuff. You get right?
He probably had no idea how much that impacted.
That impacted to yeah.
But I let him know now, like
look,
how much he did for me.
How much he did for you.
Yeah. And I texted Mike Boyle too, and I said, "Thank you for everything you've done.
Wow.
You're a huge piece of this." I mean, I haven't accomplished anything yet.
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
Trainers are very, powerful influences.
Gotcha.
Can be to people's lives. So.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like you're a book guy. A little bit.
I was. Yeah.
You were. Okay. Name your top 5 books.
Top 5.
Yeah.
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
Number one. I would say The Slightedge. I gotta say.
I gotta read that book.
Yeah. Jeff Olson. Extreme Ownership.
Joko, yep.
So Good They Can't Ignore You.
Ooh.
I forget who writes that. In the 4 Agreements, I would say.
What's the 4 agreement about?
Oh, now you're gonna test me. I know one of them is don't make assumptions. It's just 4 kind of guidelines of in life to do.
Wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be bad that I don't remember them off the top of my head.
No. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah.
It worked for you. You use it to do what you wanted to do. So it's part of your life, but that doesn't mean you have to remember the whole book.
Yeah.
No,
I would say. How about you? Top 5.
Top 5. I definitely. I'll still.
You stumped at your own question.
I was gonna steal your eye, because this is one of the books I read every day. I mean, every year. You understand, right? Like I literally thought about reading it this year again. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
I always make sure, like, in fact, for a month I just read one chapter and just try to go practice whatever the chapter says for a month of my life. So.
I mean, the first thing. Do you remember the first chapter? What the first thing it says is, don't complain, don't criticize and condemn. I mean, that is everything.
That's everything
That's everything that I like. I look at those stuff too, and I think it was written in like 1930.
Way back.
And it's
way
still
back,
applies.
and it still applies to this day.
No, it doesn't get old. But and what are your other ones? That's a great one.
That's a great. No, that's always a great.
Both of our number ones.
Both of number ones. Yeah. I would give Jogo number 2, but like there's this book Relentless. So, Relentless. It was written by Kobe Bryant's coach. What's his name?
Phil Jackson?
No. He's a physical trainer. Like what's his name? I know this guy's name. I just right now can't remember. The coach Michael Jordan. He coached Michael Jordan, coached Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade.
Phil Jackson.
So this was their like basketball coach, but like his personal training coach.
Oh, okay.
The one that like coached him in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah. Tim Groover.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like you. Same field, sports and performance. That's what he does. You get right. But he wanted to be the best. And this book, Relentless, puts you in a whole different mindset. Like it's a book I read every year. Like he tells you how he uses Michael Jordan's life, how he's a no bullshit, like he goes for it, So it talks about 3 kinds of people: the cleaners, the closers, and the coolers. You get right. And they are all different kind of people. So I think the cooler is the one that just he does whatever the coach wants him to do. You understand, right? That's it. That's what he is. Okay, 10 reps. He does 10 reps. Okay, that's the cooler. The cleaner is the one that he would do 12 if it's not uncomfortable for him. You get me, right? So coach says do 10, he would do 12. Just okay, I can do 12. Yeah, boom. But the cleaner is the one that will go above and beyond.
Gotcha.
Coach says do 10, he will give you the coach 20. He gets the job done no matter what. Like, this is a book that if you read this book, like, you literally will see, you would like you will see that change, and it will put you in a whole badassery mood. Like, in anything you do, you would want to just be a cleaner. Like he says, like MJ get, like, a cleaner will get the shit done even if he's dying. You get right?
Yeah.
Even when, like, he has a broken leg, he would still go out there and shoot that shot. Kobe.
Yeah.
Definitely was a cleaner. He trained Kobe too, you know. Those are like and the cleaners are the people that just the world never forgets about, you know, like you know. So very powerful book. He spoke about Tiger Woods, you know. He spoke about the dark side, how everyone has the dark side, and being able to use your dark side to put in your passion and use it to, you know, excel. It's a whole, like, the day I read that book, I was like, this is a whole powerful guy. If you listen to him, he doesn't bullshit. He tells you, like, if you want to be number one, come on the team. If you don't, I don't want to work with you. You get it? Like, I don't have time for people that, like, I can't make it in. I have this excuse. No excuses. No complaints. So I 100% recommend you read the book. You would love the book. Like, for real. That's my number 2, because how to win and influence how to win friends and influence. It's for social life. Like, I mean, not just business, social, everything. That's why I love that book. Yeah. But, like, when it comes to, like, putting me in that mental state where if I wake up this morning and I don't want to, like, you know, let anything get on my way, definitely that book. And then my number 3 book is
If I wasn't on the podcast, I'd write that down.
no, definitely. I'll yeah, because I want your books too. I know, like, I want to read the Slightedge, and then the four agreements, and then the third one you talked about. So good they can't ignore you. You know what's funny? I posted a picture on my Instagram today, and that was what I wrote. Be so good that they can't ignore you.
Have you read the book?
I've never read the book, but that's just the quote I work with in my life.
Wow.
The post I posted this morning, it was a workout video of me training abs. That was what I wrote. Be so good that they can't ignore you. So when you say that, I was like, I have to read that book. I don't know who wrote that book, but I want to read that book.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good you can't ignore it.
So good you can't ignore you. Like, that's the goal in life, you know.
Yeah.
And then the third one is Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules of Life.
Okay.
Yeah. You heard about him?
Yeah, I listen to all of Jordan Peterson's videos.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, just very wise. Again, he's another person, an expert in that field.
Yeah.
That I listen to.
Yeah, you listen to, yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna listen to him when he talks about personal training or something, but, like, his what he does.
Yeah.
Genius.
Genius. Yeah. He's very controversial, but, like,
very.
I listen to him in some field. You understand me, right? Like, there's some areas that I love him, like, especially that book, The 12 Rules of Life. It's just, I read that book when I was in a very, very, like, very, very bad place in my life. And the first rule he gave, like, the rule was, like, stand up with your shoulders up, like, your chest up. You get right? And at that moment, I was walking the opposite of that. Like, I was facing this way. So after reading that book, I just literally stood up, and that gave me the courage to face everything. So that's, like, a book that I always love and recommend. He actually wrote the second one. I have it, but I haven't read it. Yep, that's my number 3. And then I could put Jocko Willink's Extreme Leadership. Jocko is great guy, and I studied leadership in school, so I love leadership. So that book definitely my go-to recommendation for leadership. And then my 5th one, man, I don't know, bro. This is okay. Living Low Carb. Yeah, so it's called Living Low Carb. So living on low carbohydrate, like low carb diet. Yeah. Why I picked that book was I got that book for $1 at a thrift store, and it changed my mind on the way I ate and all that. And then that was the first book that made me start to read more nutritional books. You get me, right? So it was a book that I read about food and all that, and I was like, oh, I want to read more about food. So that's why I kind of, like, respect that book. So
it's funny, none of us said any fitness books. I mean, yeah, that's a whole different topic, but yeah.
but like, it's so mental. Like, I think it's more like it's more about, like, if you're strong up here, you can be strong, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, you apply those to any field.
To any field, yeah.
Absolutely.
Working out, and another good book, the 80-20 principle.
What is it?
80-20 principle. Yeah.
Who wrote that? Do you know?
I forgot the guy's name.
I'm
like
so bad with others.
me
Don't
too,
worry.
me too. I just read the book and just forget about the names, but yeah. And that's a book that I apply to my workouts. It's like it says 80. You get 80% result from 20% of the things you do. Yeah.
You know what's funny is, at Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning, one of the questions I would ask is, how do you choose what exercises to do for the general pop? And he would say the 80-20 rule. 80% of the exercise we choose, 80% of the population should be able to do. There's 20% that maybe not be able to do them. So yeah, like when you have a group class of people are all different levels of fitness experience.
Yeah.
What exercises do you choose? And that was one of the rules.
Oh yeah, so you choose the ones that 80% of populations can do.
Correct.
I like that.
So you probably use that principle. And
Yeah. That's how I use it in my own. I stole that jet from the book and I put it in my own workout too. That's why I tell people, like, you have to do 80% of the exercise that gives you 20. You got to do 20% of the exercises that gives you 80% benefit in that muscle that you are training. You know, so yeah. Yo, man, this is awesome, bro. I know, like, we'd love to keep this going, but you know, time is not our side. So, bro, how can people reach out to you? You know, people listening out there, you know, Instagram, website, phone number, anything that, you know, people can reach out to you and, you know, support your business, man, for real.
Yeah. Instagram is probably the best.
Okay.
It's Slightedge Fitness. Website is Slightedge Fit. That's probably the best way. I mean, I'm on the Instagram all the time. So yeah. If you have any questions, I mean, again, I had mentors. I had people to help me. I would love to help others too. I'd be very happy to help others if they have any questions or.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
One last question. What does success mean to you?
That's a good question. To me, in particular, helping people, I would say, being good at what I do and helping people. That's really what it is, and yeah, it will be have a family. I would say success will be is to raise a family.
Yeah.
But right now, success is to build this business and be the best I can and help as many people as I can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. You don't have to, honestly. That's
a tough question.
But that was a beautiful answer. You get success in this field. Like I like how you also put family into this, but you're like, right now I'm not in that phase yet, you know. Yeah. But the phase I'm in right now is this business phase. So success in this phase right now of my life is helping a lot of people with this business, and I think that's the best part of it.
Yeah, it provides such a good service. I mean, so good that
they can ignore you,
and everything will take care of itself.
That's what I'm going to call this podcast. This episode be so good that they can ignore you. Yo, I love that, man. I love that. So, with that said, guys, CraigKelly, thank you so much for coming on today's episode.
My pleasure, man.
Looking forward to having you on more episodes, man. Like, for real, I feel like we really didn't go deep. Like, you know, with still more to talk about, you know. So yeah, I would definitely love to have you on the podcast. There's a segment I call Fitness Fridays. Yeah. And Fitness Friday just for fitness conversation. So we're going to like pick up a fitness topic and just talk about it or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on fitness.
We didn't even talk about definitely do. Yeah. Okay, so guys, you guys have heard from him. You know, we talked about how he started and how he learned most of his work ethics from his dad and his mom. You know, dad never complains, no excuses, man. And truly, you know, if his dad could be who he is right now based on the situations or the conditions that they were back then, you know, plumbing and, you know, cold and hot weather, no excuses, always went outside to do it. How much more when we're in a comfortable place doing what we love, you know? So like literally we have no excuses. We have no complaints because we're blessed, you know, to be where we are doing what we love and still making money out of what we love, right? So guys, honestly, I love this conversation. Looking forward to having him again. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, okay, so with that said, be blessed and see y'all later. Peace.